Hello, everyone, and welcome to another mental health marketing workshop. We provide these free to the community as part of our mission to make therapy more accessible to people and provide support to connect therapists with their ideal clients to help them grow their private practice. My name is Carpenter. I'm the founder of Mental Health Marketing, where we help people who help people. We're a digital creative agency focusing on providing digital design, development, and marketing services to the mental health community since 2013. Today, we have a very special guest. Please join me in welcoming Liane Wood, the Chief Empowering Officer at Build Your Private Practice Incorporated. Liane is not only a registered psychotherapist from Belleville, Ontario, but she's also a passionate entrepreneur whose innovative spirit is matched by her commitment to mental health advocacy. She's made it her life's work to empower therapists and practice owners, transforming challenges into triumphs within their private practices. Liane champions a community where mental health professionals not only flourish in their careers, but also achieve their financial dreams. With Liane's guidance at Build Your Private Practice Incorporated, dreams soar and passion for mental health is realized. Get ready to be inspired as we explore the exciting world of private practice with Liane. With that, I'll turn it over to Liane. Liane, welcome.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm so excited to be here with you today and to be, talking about strategy planning for accelerated practice growth. I did put the handout for today in the chat, so feel free to download that and follow along with that as we go through things together here today. I'm just going to get my screen set up to share, and we're going to dive right in because I know that our time is limited. So hello and welcome. Again, I'm Liane Wood, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. And I really want to say thank you to each one of you for choosing to spend your time with me today to explore this amazing topic. So why are we talking about strategy planning for accelerated practice growth? Well, as Benjamin Franklin famously said, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. And I know the first time I heard this quote, it was so powerful for me. It really lays the foundation for our discussion today. And in the realm of private practice, having a clear, actionable strategy isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. Without it, navigating the complexities of business in a competitive market becomes a challenge, and achieving your growth goals can seem like a distant dream. And so today, we're here not just to discuss the importance of a strategic plan, but to empower you with the practical tools and insights to craft a plan for your practice, and really that's going to help you accelerate your practice forward. We're going to explore how to identify growth opportunities, how to set achievable goals, and create a roadmap that really aligns with your vision for success. And whether you're just starting out or looking to expand your established practice, the strategies that we're going to discuss today are designed to ignite growth and ensure sustainability. So by the end of this session, you'll be equipped to take some decisive steps toward building a thriving practice that not only meets, but exceeds your expectations. So we're going to dive right in on this exciting journey and get moving towards this strategic plan and accelerated practice growth. So here's just a little bit about me. Aaron has already done a lovely introduction, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this. You can read the slide, and Aaron, as I said, did a lovely introduction. So I'm just going to keep right on going. So let's dive into what we're going to cover today in our strategy planning session. Our agenda is really packed with actionable insights, and I'm excited to guide you through each step. So first up, we're going to start by getting really clear about what you want your practice to look like. This is about vision building, and it's a crucial step that shapes all of our other strategies. Whether you envision a bustling practice with multiple professionals or a boutique clinic with a high-touch approach, defining this vision will direct every decision you make going forward. Next, we'll talk about money. Projecting the income you want and need. And it's essential to align your financial goals with your practice's operations and growth trajectory. Then we'll look at how to set realistic income targets and strategies to achieve them, ensuring your financial health and sustainability. And following that, we'll discuss setting up systems, policies, and processes. These are really the backbone of any efficient practice. And we'll explore how streamlined procedures not only enhance your service delivery, but also free up your time to focus on growth and development. And then we'll move to marketing your practice. And in today's digital age, effective marketing is more than just advertisement. It's really about building relationships and establishing trust. And we'll cover how to create a marketing plan that resonates with your target audience and converts prospects into loyal clients. And then we're going to discuss annual, quarterly, and monthly planning. And this segment will help you break down your big picture goals into manageable steps to ensure you're consistently on track throughout the year. And finally, we're going to wrap up with a live Q&A session. And this is really your opportunity to ask questions and gain some more clarity on anything that we've discussed. So I really want to encourage you as we're going along today, if you have questions, to please pop them into the Q&A section here on Zoom. And we're going to get to those near the end. So our goal today is not just to plan, but to inspire action for you that leads to tangible outcomes in your practice. So I'm going to dive right in and we're going to get started here. So I want to take a moment to really deep dive into visioning your dream practice. And this isn't just about the day-to-day operations, but about the core of what you want to achieve, the essence of your professional aspirations. So first, we're going to start with a short guided meditation. And this activity is something that will dig into every aspect of what you want to create in your life, not just your business. And when you're done, you're going to use that workbook, and there's a section on writing out about what your dream practice looks like. And this is a time to be intentional. So we aren't focusing on perfection. It's really about envisioning what your perfect day is going to look like and integrating all aspects of your life. This activity is going to look at a typical average day where you work, play, and life happens, but we want to tap into how you know things are better and how you know you are living the life that you want to live. So what I want to ask you to think about is, how would you know that you're happier, your business is thriving, your relationships are doing well, and you're doing life the way you want to? Sometimes when people go through this exercise with me, they'll have what I call head trash that will come up, and you'll want to challenge some of those stuck places. Really ask yourself, is the reason why this activity is difficult because of my current circumstances? And if that's the case, sometimes we just need some acceptance and knowing that right now, what does a perfect day look like within the context of my circumstance? You get to examine what parts you want to keep and what part is it time to let go of in your life as they no longer serve you. So looking at some of that family of origin or originations of that, I can't do this, what I want is impossible, that kind of stuff that's coming up. Another thing that can sometimes happen with this activity is minimizing your dreams. People will do their perfect day and then I'll ask, do you really want to see 40 clients? Does that really fit and bring you joy and fulfillment? And when they sit and they tap into their own wisdom, they realize, no, I just thought that's what I had to do. So this is about what you want, not about what you feel you have to do. Don't settle. Right? If you can, give yourself just 5 minutes with me to dream. And once we're done this activity, if there's someone important in your life, share what's come up for you, especially if you're co-creating life with other people. It's good to explore if what you're wanting aligns with what they're wanting. Okay? So right now, I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Take a deep breath in and then let it out slowly. And as you're letting it out, allow any tension to leave your body with each exhale. And with each inhale, draw in some clarity and focus. So let's take another 2 breaths together. We'll inhale and exhale. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. I want you to now imagine the start of your perfect day. a day where you have work and play, where you have time for relationships and time for yourself. As you wake up on the morning of this day, I want you to imagine opening your eyes and engage your senses. What do you see around you? Notice how you feel. What do you hear, smell, and taste? What time is it that you're waking up? You've had a good night's sleep, and as you get out of bed or wherever you are in your space and move about, notice how it feels to be in your body. What are the first things you do in the morning when you wake up? And who's there with you? As you continue to move about your day, what are the next things that happen? How do you nourish yourself? How do you take care of you? When are you going to see clients? How many sessions do you have? How many sessions do you have where you feel good at the beginning of each session and at the end of each session, so that by the time you are done with your clinical work, whatever that may be, that you have good energy. You don't feel drained or burned out. You feel energized by your work. And when you're doing that work, what kind of work is it? Who are you working with? How long are those sessions? Where do you hold those sessions? What does that space look like? How does it feel to be operating within that skill set? What do your clients say to you about the work they're doing with you? Continuing your day from morning to afternoon, who are you spending time with? And what are you doing? How are you feeling in your body? And how are your energy levels? As you move now from afternoon to evening, are you winding down or are you starting to work? Where does your energy get focused during the evening time? Continuing to engage all of your senses. What does your evening look like in this perfect day? And as you wind down at night to prepare yourself for bed, I want you to engage with those final things that you do before you go to bed. Now, once you're done with this exercise, we're going to spend a little bit of time writing about our perfect day, but just linger in that day for another moment. You might be surprised at what comes up. It's completely okay, whatever is coming up. Just lean into it for a moment. And I'll invite you to open your eyes when you're ready. So I'd love for you to take, the next few minutes, just either on a Word document, on a piece of paper, wherever you're most comfortable, and really write down the details of what you've just visualized. Think about the aspects that stood out to you. whether it was the look and feel of the environment, the interactions you observed, or the emotions you felt. Try to capture as much as you can from your visualization. This exercise is not just about dreaming. It's about creating a vision that will guide your strategic planning. These details will help you build that roadmap towards achieving that dream practice. So let's just take 2-3 minutes right now and write in silence, and I'll let you know when the time is up.
And Liane, I've had a couple of requests to open up the chat. So if you click chat and make sure everyone's set to talk to everyone, I can kind of handle some of the things before questions come in.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you. I know that many of you will need more time to really flesh this out and write about it. And I'm mindful of our time here together today. So I'm going to invite you to, take some time after this webinar or later on today, but don't go past the end of the day today so that you don't lose those pieces of that vision in your perfect day. But I'm going to continue along here. We're going to talk a little bit about calculating your fees and really figuring out the perfect fees for your practice. And to do this, I'm going to actually switch my share screen. You do have a link to this calculator inside the handout that I've given you. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm sharing the right one here for you. Just takes me a minute to get this switched around. Here we go. All right. So you should be seeing right now a Google Sheets on here, and this is set up to make a copy. You want to make a copy of this calculator so that you are getting a fresh copy for yourself and you're not worried about anyone else seeing your numbers and you're not seeing anyone else's numbers. So you simply click on make a copy and it opens up the calculator for you here. So really quickly, you can read through the instructions on this on your own time. And then there's a video that is a demo, which I'm going to do the demo with you right now. And so I'm just plugging in random numbers, but I'm going to really encourage you to use as accurate numbers as possible for yourself so that the answer that you get in terms of your fee, what you should be charging in your practice, is accurate. Okay. So what you want to do is you just want to fill in your numbers in all of the highlighted boxes. And so this first section is about how much vacation you want to take, how many sick days or sick weeks you're going to have, and any trainings. And so you'll notice, maybe you notice this was started at 52 and now it's down to 47. So as I'm entering numbers in, it's calculating the number of weeks that I'm available for work. And then anything that you are not doing, where you're not going to fill in a number in a highlighted box, you want to enter 0. So I'm just going to enter 16 weeks, and then I'm just going to enter a bunch of zeros down here. And this is, again, is just for time's sake. If you're doing supervision or consultations or families or couples, you're going to want to enter those numbers in. And you'll see now we've got total for number of hours a week and billable hours per year. Then we move into income. And here you want to enter the net annual income that you want to earn. So net is different than gross, right? Gross is all of the revenue that's coming into your practice, and net is what's left over after expenses and taxes and all of those things. So I'm just going to pick a number, we'll say 80,000. Again, none of these are, I'm just grabbing numbers from wherever. So then you're going to want to start entering your expenses, and you only want to do the highlighted fields. So the first column is monthly numbers. The second column is annual. So if it's highlighted, that's where you want to fill it in, and it's going to automatically calculate things out for you on the other side. So you're going to put in your expenses, and I'm just going to make up some numbers here. And what's 250? 12, 600. Where's my mouse? We'll get this going here. So you just want to make sure that you're entering as many numbers as you can in here. Some of those are annual numbers. Some of these are monthly numbers. And you just want to, anywhere that there's a highlighted field, you want to enter a number. Okay. And then we've got categories here for other expenses. So if you have other expenses, you can enter those as well. So I'm not imagining that I know everything that is going on in every one of those private practices. And then we've got some negotiable expenses. And so you want to put some numbers in here as well. And you want to keep going as best you can. And we definitely want to save some for retirement. And then we've got other, whoops. Don't enter stuff in the not highlighted fields. Okay, and 0 and 0. And so what you'll notice right off the hop is it automatically calculates taxes for you. It grabs 20%. If yours is a little bit different, if you think your tax bracket is a little bit different, you want to might make a note of that. It also automatically calculates 10% for sick day savings. And so we've got those two things automatically in there for you. And so you'll see if I'm wanting to make $80,000 a year, and those were all my actual expenses, this is what my ideal annual revenue would be. And then my ideal fee per hour or per session that I want to work is $186. Okay, so you can, I mean, obviously these numbers were totally made up that I just shared with you, but I would love for you to play around with this calculator for your fees and really get clear on what you need to be charging in your practice. What I find with many practitioners that I work with is that often, you know, they're looking at things like Psychology Today to see what other practitioners are charging, and they're not really considering, you know, what do I need for myself in my practice? And so by looking at, you know, the schedule that you want to work and how many sessions you want to have, that type of thing, it gives us a much clearer picture of what we need to be doing in terms of our fees. So we're going to now transition to one of the most critical aspects of our discussion today, and let's really focus on setting up systems, policies, and processes. This is where your dream practice starts taking a concrete shape through practical daily operations management. So let's start by talking about electronic health records. Your EHR system is more than just digital record keeping. It's about having a secure, accessible, and efficient way to manage patient data. This is essential not only for compliance with healthcare regulations, but also for improving patient care and streamlining administrative tasks. Consider what functionalities are most important for your practice, perhaps integrated scheduling, billing, or telehealth capabilities. And then moving on, let's talk about your intake process. This is your client's first real interaction with your practice's operations. Think about how you can make this as smooth and welcoming for them as possible. Think about automating some of your forms, having clear information on what new clients can expect, and a system that makes follow-ups and appointment setting straightforward. And then next, we need to address your payment system. It's important to ensure that you have a reliable and easy-to-use payment system in place. This includes not only how you accept payments, but also how you handle billing and insurance claims if that's applicable. Transparency in pricing and billing is crucial for maintaining trust with your clients. And now we're going to hop into policies and consider that for a moment, because every practice needs clear policies on things like payment for services, handling late cancellations and no-shows, as well as communication outside of sessions, just to name a few. So, for example, you might want to think about how you will handle last-minute cancellations, what fees, if any, you'll charge for additional services like writing reports, letters, or progress summaries. These policies not only protect your practice, but also set clear expectations for your clients, which can really help in maintaining a harmonious relationship. And lastly, let's discuss setting fees for services not covered by session fees. It is essential to value your time and expertise appropriately. You need to decide right away, right now, when you're starting, what your time is worth and how you will communicate this to your clients. So this includes any additional services you might offer that go beyond the typical session framework. It's important to decide on these systems, policies, and processes now, and not when you're in the thick of managing daily operations. Clarity in these areas helps you streamline your practice. It reduces stress both for you and your clients, and it ensures a smoother operational flow. So I encourage you to think about how each element we've just talked about can be tailored to fit the unique needs of your practice. And remember, the systems that you put in place are living aspects of your business. They should evolve as your practice grows. So remember that they're supposed to evolve. They're supposed to change with time as you need them to. They're not written in stone. We're going to shift gears here quickly and talk about one of the most dynamic aspects of growing your practice, marketing. And I feel like I'm treading a little bit on Erin's toes when I step into this area, but I'm not getting into, what Erin does. And just want to talk about this more at a high level. So I'm going to explore some of the most effective ways that you can promote your services and truly connect with your potential clients. Because today's marketing landscape offers a plethora of options, and we'll delve into how some of these can be leveraged to boost your practice's visibility and credibility. So first up is paid advertising. Whether it's online or offline, paid advertising can significantly increase your practice's reach. Online platforms like Google Ads or Facebook or Meta allow for highly targeted campaigns where you can specify who sees your ads based on demographics, interests, or even geographical location. Offline, you can think about things like local newspapers, radio ads, or even billboards if your budget allows. The key here is to understand where your potential clients are most likely to see your ads and engage with them. So next, let's talk about online directories. For many professionals, especially in our field, being on respected online directories can really boost your credibility and attract clients who are looking for specific services. So ensure your profiles are up to date with clear contact information and a strong value proposition. Your website is your online storefront, right? This is often the very first point of contact potential clients have with your practice. So having a well-designed website that's user-friendly, informative, and reflective of your professional brand is essential. Ensuring that it's optimized for search engines, SEO, so that you appear in searches related to your services is also really important. Now, social media is an invaluable tool for building relationships and engaging directly with your community. But choose platforms, social media platforms that align with where your right fit clients spend their time. The people who spend time on Facebook are very different than the people who spend time on LinkedIn or Instagram. So really think about who your ideal clients are, and then think about where they might be on social media, because where they are is where you want to be as well. Make sure you share content that educates, informs, and entertains, while also highlighting the human aspects of your practice. Building a referral network is another potent strategy. This involves connecting with other professionals who can refer clients to you and vice versa. So think about allied health professionals, counselors, even attorneys, or community leaders. Regular communication and mutual support with these networks can create a steady stream of referrals for your practice. And then lastly on this list, consider offering resources to your community. This could be through, things like free workshops, seminars, or blogs and articles. By providing value to your community, you not only build trust and authority, but you also enhance your visibility and attractiveness as a service provider. Incorporating these types of marketing strategies requires thoughtful planning and execution, but the rewards can be substantial. So as we move forward, I want you to think about which of these options resonates the most with your goals and resources for your practice. Because effective marketing isn't just about spreading the word, it's about spreading the right word to the right people at the right time. So we're going to shift now into talking about annual planning. This is a really pivotal point in this webinar. It's a time where we transform all of the strategic elements that we've discussed so far into an actionable and time-framed plan. Effective planning is a skill, and it is really what bridges the gap between aspirations and reality, right? Turning your vision into achievable and actionable steps. So I always start with annual planning. This is your big picture overview. And in the handout there, you've got a whole section for annual planning. And you can start by defining your major goals for the year. These are major goals, not small goals. These are like your big goals for the year. And these really should align directly with the vision that you have for your practice. Whether it's expanding your client base by a certain number, increasing your revenue by a certain percentage, or introducing a new service, you want to set clear, ambitious, yet attainable goals. And so you're going to spend some time. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm just mindful of the time that we have here together. But, you can take, maybe we'll take a couple minutes right now and just think about, what's one or two really big goals that you have for your practice that you would just love to see, like 12 months from now, you'd love for that to be a reality in your practice. So just take a moment or two right now and think of at least one goal for yourself that you want to work towards over the next year. You can either write it down on a piece of paper or in a Word document, whatever is easiest for you. And we'll just really get clear about that, one or two goals. And then after you have that annual goal, you know where you want to be in 12 months with your practice. You've got that goal defined. You know what it is. Then it's time to shift into quarterly planning. We want to break these down, these annual goals, into quarterly milestones. And this is crucial. This step is crucial because it really allows you to pace your progress and to make adjustments as you need to throughout the year. So each quarter, each 90 days, you should really have clear objectives that support your annual goals. You can think of quarterly planning as the building blocks for your annual ambition. So for example, if one of your annual goals is to increase your patient number by 20%, a quarterly milestone could be to increase patient numbers by 5%, or like 1/4 of that growth, right? Or perhaps focus on a different aspect of client acquisition in each quarter of the year, right? Or focus on a different strategy or aspect of client retention in each quarter of the year. So you want to kind of take that annual goal and break it down into 4 pieces. If it's going to take you the year to achieve that goal. And then in your first quarter, each quarter you want to be doing 1/4 of the work in order to get you to that annual goal. So think about the goal for yourself that you set just a moment ago, and think about, what would your first steps be, or what would a quarterly goal be if you were 90 days from now to take you 25% of the way there. So you want to get that clearly mapped out, and there's a sheet or two in your handout for you to do that. And then once you have your quarterly goal mapped out, then you want to move into monthly actions, because this is really where the rubber meets the road. Each month needs to have specific tasks that help move you towards your quarterly goals, right? So this could involve tasks like implementing a new marketing campaign, or reviewing and optimizing your systems and processes, or conducting training sessions. Monthly planning should also include regular checks on things like financials, checks on marketing effectiveness, and other operational metrics. For example, if you've decided to focus on social media marketing, your monthly plan might include scheduling specific types of content, monitoring engagement metrics, and tweaking strategies based on what's working best. So let's not forget also the importance of adaptability in this process. If you are regularly reviewing your plans, it helps you to adapt, right? At the end of each month and quarter, you need to review what's been achieved versus what's been planned, and then adjust your upcoming plans accordingly, right? You want to look at what's worked well, what hasn't worked as well as you hoped it would, and then adjust and keep going. This process keeps your practice agile and responsive to change, whether it's from within the market, from your clients, or even broader economic factors, right? So structured planning like this really helps you stay focused, organized, and on track to achieving the growth that you've envisioned for your practice. And remember that this plan is not set in stone. It's really a living document that grows and evolves with your practice. But by committing to a structured process and a structured approach like this, you're really positioning your practice not just for growth, but for sustainable success. So you want to again, right, your planning, you want to look at that annual plan. Then you're going to take that annual plan, you're going to break it down into quarters, 25% for each 90-day set. And then within those quarters, you want to have a monthly plan. And don't do the whole thing all at once, right? Like, you want to do your annual plan, and then you just want to plan the next 90 days. And then while you're in those 90 days, you want to plan out each month. And as you get to the end of that first 90 days, that's when you plan your next 90 days. Because there's so much learning that happens within each of those 90 days. There's also the monitoring and the reviewing that you're doing. So you don't want to plan all of your quarters out for the whole year, because you just don't know what's going to happen, what may need to be adjusted or tweaked as you go. So you just want to do your annual plan, and then each quarter you want to plan that as it comes up, so that you are able to be agile, to adapt and adjust what you need to in order to reach your goals. I hope that makes sense to you. We're going to hop into some Q&A now, and I'd love to know if there are questions. And I'm trying to, where do I see questions, Aaron? Are you on top of that?
Yeah, I'm on top of it. We have just had questions about the guide so far, so I've been linking that up to him. But if Liane can give you any clarity on the things that you saw here today, let's get those questions dropped in the chat. Liane, that was great. So much good information there in terms of just making growing your practice accessible, and breaking it down into smaller, kind of bite-sized chunks so that people can do planning, throughout the year. I think that's really smart.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you found this to be valuable. The first time I heard that Benjamin Franklin quote, "If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail," it just hit me, like, I was like, wow, yeah, there's so much truth in that. And so, as I've gone along in business, the planning piece has been really, really important. And it's a skill, right? It's not something that we just innately know. So, yeah, fantastic. Okay. Whoops, I can't hear you all of a sudden, Aaron.
Oh, I'm here. I'm back. I was waiting to reclaim host because I wasn't sure if it was going to interrupt your screen share. So I was just diligently
Okay.
hanging out and handling questions and stuff. And
Okay.
my video feed was off because, and you're not the host, you can't turn it back on. So I was just hanging out in the background while you're doing
Oh,
your thing.
all
Um,
right.
we
I'll
haven't
talk.
had, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there aren't questions, I can talk briefly for just a moment a little bit about Build Your Private Practice and the programs that we have to support practitioners if you'd like.
Yeah, I would love that. And I was just going to suggest if you guys don't have any questions or Liane can't give you any clarity, extra clarity on any of the things that she went through today, maybe just drop in chat or in the Q&A if the chat's still being kind of funky for us. What was your big takeaway from Liane in the presentation today? What's your big take home that you feel like really helped you and is going to be something that you're going to actually implement in your private practice to help you grow? And while you're adding that, Liane, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what you do there?
Sure thing. Yeah. So we do support practitioners, mental health practitioners in growing their practices. Our newest program is called Accelerate Your Practice. And this is all about filling up your practice with clients. So it's a 6-month program with the option to add month to month on after that. And really what it does is we've got 3 one-on-one coaching calls. We've twice weekly group coaching calls in that program. There's on-demand community support. We have an insanely robust curriculum with videos and downloads, everything that you need to get your practice up and going and full as quickly as possible. And then aside from that, we have our regular flagship programs, our Launch Your Practice, Grow Your Practice, and Scale Your Practice programs. And the programs follow the names. We tried to make it really simple and easy for people. So if you're getting ready to launch your practice, that's the program that you want to be in. If you've already opened your doors and you're wanting to fill your practice, then the Grow Your Practice program is the program for you. And then when you're at the place where you want to move beyond sort of one-on-one client sessions and you want to start diversifying your income streams, and your offerings, be it groups, workshops, supervision, associate practice, then our Scale Your Practice program is really the program that you would want to dive into. And so that's just a really brief overview of our programs. There are links to them inside the handout. And that's just a little bit, that's what I wanted to share just really quickly at the very end. So I'm going to stop my screen share, Aaron, so that you can take that back over.
Cool. And yeah, we did have just a couple of questions pop up. So I will go through those one at a time with you. So first, we have a question from Tiffany. She asks, are there any EMRs or EHRs that you recommend based on your experience?
Yeah. So my favorite one that I like to use is Jane app. And I really like it because of its flexibility. And it's fantastic. It's got all the online options for online booking, online telehealth. It has integrated billing systems. You can bill insurance directly through it. And it's just such a seamless process from the client's perspective with them being able to access things, and also from the practitioner's perspective. So for me, that's the one that I really like. But I'm not knocking other ones that are out there as well. I've just test driven a few of them and settled on Jane myself for my practice.
Yeah, Jane's really popular in Canada. Speaking as like a designer developer, I would say, when I have that conversation with clinicians, like any other feature where it's like an online platform or software that you're using, try to list out in a perfect world how that would work for you. Then go look at the different softwares and see which one checks the most boxes. That's really the best way to go about it. So for instance, if it's really important for you to make sure that it integrates to Google Calendar and you have a couple other systems that also talk to Google Calendar so you don't get double booked, that might be a really important feature that you want to write down when you're looking around for an EHR software.
Exactly.
Cool. Katrina says, not a question, but like a note, the planning and chunking down of steps leading to the goal was just wonderful. Taking us through the visualization is key to manifestation. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, it looks like that's all of our questions, Liane. That was a comprehensive presentation. I suppose it's a bit of a testament to you that when you got done there, everyone's like, yep, nope, got it, really clear. Thank you so much, right?
Well, I hope that's what's happened,
I'm sure
that it
that's
was
the case.
nice and clear. Yeah.
Cool. Great. Yeah, we're getting a lot of thank yous and everything. So with that, that was a great session. Thank you all for attending, and thank you, Liane, for taking us through that information. As a reminder, we provide these workshops free to the community as part of our mission to make therapy more accessible to people and to connect therapists with their ideal clients to help them grow their private practice. Thanks again, Liane, for joining us. And until next time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Great. Have a great day,
Bye now.
everybody. See ya.
Bye.
I think